Oh, good evening, my friends. Okay, so now it's Friday, right? We started this whole journey on Monday, and I was feeling rather under the weather, rather blue about multiple things, feeling like everything's a big chore, like my life is a big burden, just frustrated as a whole, not feeling motivated to do any of the things that I enjoy doing on a regular basis, right? I chose to fast for 56 hours, is what it ended up being. I ended up eating because I woke up super nauseous. I woke up kind of early in the AM hours with cramps in my calves. Apparently, I try to run while I sleep. I don't know what that is. But I woke up with my right calf just being in a monumental amount of pain. I woke up my wife breathing heavily, rubbing my calf. Apparently, I was moaning like it won't stop. I can't stop the pain. So I don't know what was causing that, but maybe I didn't have enough salt water during the day. Maybe yeah, I was dehydrated. It doesn't matter. Apparently, my goal while sleeping is to destroy my legs and have the world's largest calves. Great, wonderful side effect. Um, So, not feeling so good going into the week. A lasting side effect of my life over the past few weeks. And I decided to fast about it, right? 56 hours in, feeling a lot better. The last video talking about mental health shift, where I was just feeling really jazzed to wake up. Even the day that I woke up, Thursday, feeling a little frustrated because my calf was incredibly tight and sore after all that. I was still very happy going into the day. I was still very happy looking forward to like, oh, I'm gonna crush everything I'm doing at work. I'm gonna have a lot of free time going forward. Like everything about my life felt better. So the fasting was definitely a plus. The fasting definitely helped with that. How did it help exactly? Can't tell you. I don't know. What I do know is that it helped me reset in a way. It helped me to feel less overwhelmed. While I was in the fasted state, I wasn't worried about the things that were going on. I was more relaxed. I was more open to whatever challenges were going to come my way at any given time, right? Um, so I can't tell you exactly if the fast itself fixed my attitude because there were so many other variables that changed, which I'll talk about. But it definitely didn't hurt. It definitely helped me to, I don't know, feel less bad physically, if you will. Um, Something else that happened was Wednesday, had a really good date night with my wife. We played chess. We had good conversation. It's kind of low key. The kids are sleeping in the other room. We can't exactly go out to a whole wine and dine situation. She's pregnant, if anyone doesn't know. So we're not going to do that anyway. But it was fun. It was just fun. And then Thursday night, I had a really good work night. I got to squash a bunch of bugs with investment highlights. I felt super jazzed about everything I was doing. I went in, there were all kinds of issues that I'm trying to fix with the particular feature I'm building. And I just one thing at a time did until it was fixed, until it was working smoothly and said bugs were squashed. So the fast was helpful for the mental health side of things. Absolutely, because you're not focused on eating and you feel like you're healing during it. But also I focused on the things that are important in my life. I focused on my purpose. I focused on my goals. I focused on actually doing the things that I didn't feel drawn to do in the first place. The way I did that was chunk it down into small little bites, right? Like when building investment highlights, there's an infinite number of things that have to be built. It has to be upgraded. The UI is atrocious in whatever way. There's bugs like crazy. Like there's so much to do. But if you chunk that down into little tiny bits and you just sit down and do one little tiny bit, it feels good working on the thing that you enjoy doing, that you feel called to do. You you just do the thing that you feel like you're supposed to be doing while you're here on earth. It's as simple as that. Excuse me. Sorry. Sometimes I choke on my own saliva. I'm a very advanced person. So that's why I was a little reluctant to say anything positive about the fast itself, because the fast was helpful. It does produce positive mental feelings, your cognizant state of being. It does help you be in a better mental place. But I also was focusing on building my relationship with my wife. Wednesday night's date night. I also was diving into the hobby that I partake in, coding on the side. I was doing the things that I like to do. Is it because of the fast that I was able to sit down and actually do those things? Because I was saying I've been avoiding those things, not wanting to do them? Maybe. But actually doing those things made me feel better. So I can't really point to the fast itself and say fasting cured these depressive symptoms, or because there's too much going on. I also was working towards what I believe I should be doing with my life. I was also working on those hobbies. I was squashing those bugs, right? And that makes me feel good overall. This week, even with fasting, uh, my sleep has been horrible. Like worse than normal. I went to sleep last night at 2 a.m. That's not normal. I'm usually asleep by 11 pretty easily. Sometimes on like crazy nights, I'm asleep by 1. Last night I was coding the whole time. Just did not want to go to sleep till I solved this thing. And I solved it. Pushed all the updates up to GitHub, right? I figured out the website's still running. I solved whatever problem and went to bed super late. And I felt zero negativity about it. Zero. I was not negative about going to bed late. I was not frustrated about, oh no, I'm only going to get 4 hours of sleep. Or like, I woke up at 6 a.m. when the kids are making a bunch of noise. My wife's walking in the living room. Like, I woke up and I just got up and I embraced the day. I didn't take a nap. I didn't feel frustrated. I didn't feel a dread towards the day that was coming. I just enjoyed my Friday. And it was a stressful day. I mean, those security audits are doing their thing, and the QA project's coming to an end. I mean, there's a lot of stuff at work that's going on that requires a lot of attention all at once. And none of it is stuff that I would do if I wasn't getting paid, right? It's a job. Do your job. uh, but I felt none of that negativity that I'm painting a picture for you for. I felt zero negativity towards it. I just woke up and embraced the day. So, did the fasting cure it? Did me sitting down and actually have a work nights cure it? Did a great date night this week with my wife cure it? I don't know. But given my last video where I was saying I don't know if I can recommend fasting to people because it's miserable, right? But would I recommend what I did this week to turn around that kind of malaise, to turn around that negativity bias that you feel towards your life? However you want to define it, if you relate to anything I've said this week or not, yes, I would highly recommend what I did. Just stop eating for 2 days, for one day, for one meal. It doesn't matter. Just give your body a chance to clear everything out. And then chunk whatever it is that you want to do if it's productive. Like if your hobby is playing video games, you don't need a lot of motivation to go sit down and do the video games. But if you're like me and you're trying to build software or something, it's intimidating because it's so big, because there's so much you have to do, right? Chunk it down to this tiny little piece, this tiny, insignificant, like even if you get it done and that's all you do that night, you'll feel like crap because you didn't get enough done. That little iota, that little thing, just chunk it down so that little thing you can do. And as you're working towards that thing that you want to accomplish, it'll make you feel better. That's the best advice I would give to this, just for this week, for what I was experiencing. Let your body heal. Focus on what you want to do overall, but do just some tiny piece of it so you feel like you're moving forward. Because there's arguably my sleep has gotten worse this week because there hasn't been a lot of change in my life from last week to this week. But the end of this week, I feel so much better. I feel super positive. I feel like ready for week two, kind of thing. Uh, but at the end of last week, I just wanted to check out and not deal with anything. So I know this has been kind of rambly. I know it's all over the place, but those were the things that I did. Sorry, those were the things that I did to try to make it better. I just fasted and I did some tiny thing related to what I want to work on. Hopefully that helps you in any small way. I hope it helps. And I hope you're taking care of yourself. Talk to you later.